You are scrolling through Twitter. You see a news story about a tourist who was robbed while backpacking in a dangerous country. What is the first thing you think? Be honest. You don't think, what a tragedy. You think, well, why did they go there alone? Didn't they read the travel warnings? I would never be that stupid. You see a story about someone losing their life savings in a crypto scam. You don't think, that poor soul. You think, greedy. They should have known better. You see a homeless person on the street. You don't think, the system failed them. You think, they must have made some bad choices. We do this constantly. When we see suffering, our immediate reflex is to look for the reason why the victim deserved it. We desperately want to find the flaw in their character or the mistake in their judgment that caused their pain. Why? Are we just cruel? Are we heartless monsters? No, we are scared. We blame victims because we are terrified of the alternative, that the world is random and bad things can happen to anyone, including you. Welcome back. Today we are going to learn why your brain refuses to believe in bad luck and why your desire for justice is actually making you a terrible person. This psychological glitch is called the just world hypothesis. It is the cognitive bias that assumes the world is a fundamentally fair place where people get what they deserve and deserve what they get. It is a moral version of Newton's third law. We believe that for every action, there is an equal and appropriate reaction. Good deeds are rewarded. Bad deeds are punished. If you work hard, you will be rich. If you are kind, you will be loved. If you follow the rules, you will be safe. This is a beautiful lie. It is the fairy tale we tell children so they sleep at night. But as adults, we cling to it even harder than the kids do. Why? Because the just world hypothesis serves a vital function. It reduces anxiety. If the world is fair, then you are in control. If you are a good person, you are immune to tragedy. But if the world is unfair, if the world is chaotic, then you are not safe. You could do everything right. Eat the kale, pay the taxes, look both ways before crossing the street, and a drunk driver could still end your life tomorrow. That thought is psychologically intolerable. So when we see a victim, we have to rewrite the script. We have to invent a reason why they brought it on themselves, so we can reassure ourselves that we are different. We are smart. We are safe. You might think, I don't do this. I have empathy. Well, let's look at the science. In 1966, a psychologist named Melvin Lerner conducted one of the most disturbing experiments in history. He gathered a group of observers and had them watch a woman on a TV monitor. The woman was taking a memory test. Every time she got an answer wrong, she was given a painful electric shock. Now the woman was an actor. She wasn't really getting shocked. But the observers didn't know that. They watched her scream in pain. They watched her cry. At first, the observers were upset. They felt bad for her. But then, Lerner told them, there is nothing you can do. The experiment must continue. She will continue to be shocked. As the shocks went on, something terrifying happened to the observers' empathy. They stopped feeling sorry for her. They started to hate her. When asked to describe the woman, they called her stupid. They said she was weak. They said she deserved the punishment because she wasn't trying hard enough to learn the memory words. Do you see what happened? The observers were faced with an injustice they couldn't stop. An innocent person was suffering. This created cognitive dissonance. Their brains couldn't handle the reality that innocent people suffer. So, to resolve the tension, their brains changed the narrative. They decided she wasn't innocent. If she is being shocked, she must be bad. They victim blamed her to preserve their own belief in a just universe. This experiment explains almost everything about how our society functions, particularly when it comes to money. We live in a culture that worships the just world hypothesis. We call it the American dream, or meritocracy. We look at a billionaire, and we assume they must be a genius. They must work 10,000 times harder than the average person. They must be virtuous. We look at a janitor, and we assume they must be lazy. They must have failed in school. They lack ambition. We ignore the role of luck, We ignore inheritance, zip codes, health, and timing. Because if we admitted that a lot of success is just luck, it would devalue our own achievements. If you worked hard and got rich, you want to believe it was all you. You don't want to hear that you also got lucky. And if you are struggling, society tells you it's your fault. This is why we are so cruel to the poor. The just world hypothesis tells us that poverty is a moral failing. If you are poor in a just world, it means you deserve to be poor. So we don't need to help you. In fact, helping you interferes with the natural order of justice. It's a convenient philosophy for the lucky, isn't it? It allows you to hoard your wealth while feeling morally superior to the people starving outside your gate. But it gets darker. This is the root of rape culture. When a woman is assaulted, the first questions asked are often about her clothes, her alcohol consumption, or why she was walking alone. What was she wearing? Is the battle cry of the just world believer. Because if she was wearing a short skirt, then there is a reason. And if there is a reason, then I, who wear long pants, am safe. If we admit that she was wearing sweatpants and sitting in her own living room and still got attacked, then nobody is safe. And that is too scary to think about. We do it with health too. Someone gets lung cancer? Did they smoke? Someone gets diabetes? Were they overweight? We hunt for the sin that caused the sickness. We need the sick person to be guilty, so the healthy person can feel immune. So, how do we stop this? How do we stop being everything wrong with everyone? We have to accept the scariest truth of all. The world is not fair. Bad things happen to good people every single second. Good things happen to terrible people every single day. The universe is chaotic. It is random. It doesn't care about your morals. A tsunami doesn't check your credit score before it destroys your house. Cancer doesn't care if you volunteer at the soup kitchen. Accepting this is terrifying. It strips away your illusion of control. But it is the only path to true empathy. Because once you realize the homeless man isn't lazy, he's just unlucky, you can help him without judging him. Once you realize the victim didn't ask for it, you can support them without questioning them. Real empathy isn't looking at someone suffering and thinking, that's sad. Real empathy is looking at someone suffering and thinking, that could be me. So the next time you see a tragedy in the news, suppress that urge to find the flaw. Stop looking for the why. Just accept that it happened. It wasn't fair. It wasn't just. It just was. And be grateful that for today, it wasn't you. If you want to understand more about the lies your brain tells you to keep you happy, hit that subscribe button. And let me know in the comments, when was a time you caught yourself blaming a victim, only to realize later you were wrong? Remember, the world isn't fair, but that doesn't mean we can't be kind. See you in the next one.